Hey, good morning. It is Saturday Coffee Chat, and Deb and I are just going over what's going to be happening next month, March. We are kicking off the Happiness Project. So next week actually is prep week. And so it always kind of connects with the end of February and the beginning of March. So the last week of the month is our final week of February group, but then we are getting our mind ready and prepped and everything ready for kicking off the new month. So next week is prep. And I'm going to share just a little slide I made to show you what March is going to be about. It is the Happiness Project. So we're going to focus on our health and happiness. And so the week will look like this. We are going to start off Mondays with focused on nutrition, because we all seem to really do well with the exercise for the most part, but that'll only get us so far towards our goals. As we all know, nutrition is where the 80% of our results come from, and it's a good way to kick off the week to start with focusing on our nutrition. Tuesday is going to be a little mindset magic. There'll actually be some inspirational educational videos that we'll share with you, just to keep that mindset right. Wednesday, we're going to celebrate some fun random holidays and tweak them a bit. So like the first one I'll just tell you is National Pound Cake Day. Pound cake is not typically one of your health foods. So what we're going to share also is a way to make it healthier while still being tasty. So it'll be some fun random holidays with some healthy recipes. Thursday is just some really great tips to add to your toolkit for overall health and happiness. And then Friday, sharing some thoughts to help you shift your perspective towards creating this long-term lifestyle habits. Saturday is we're going to have you slow down just a little bit and challenge you to focus on what makes you happy and share that. And we are always so busy. So sometimes we need you to just like pause and breathe and think about what makes us happy and do more of that. And then Sunday, we're going to celebrate more with just how was your week? Celebrate those non-scale victories and progress towards your goals. And when we share our good vibes, everyone is happier. So this concept of surrounding yourself with people that are like you, that are positive, that are moving towards similar goals, which is what our groups are all about. So I'm super excited about this next month. And then, we like to do personal development. So last month we did the Miracle Morning, and we kind of went through that and got that lined out and what that looks like. And if you're new to our March group, we're still going to focus on the Miracle Morning, and you can still get in to do that, because it's not something we just do for a month. This was help us to create this habit that we do for, every day for the rest of our life, because it is just it's tools that successful people do every day to just kind of get themselves centered. If you win the morning, you win your day. So just a quick recap, it's they're called the Lifesavers. So it is silence or meditation. We do affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing or journaling. And that can look like any way you want it to look like, and be as little as 6 minutes of your morning. You could take a full hour, and it really is up to you. So we'll continue that. And then one of our suggestions for a reading for next month is You Are a Badass. It's How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. It is a great book, and I'll share some of the titles in the post here, the chapter titles, because it really does make you think. Now, a little heads up, Jen Sincero doesn't hold back the F-bombs, and she's very blunt in her messaging. And so this book may not be for you, but I'll try to find a little snippet of where you can have a quick look at it, see if this is something you want to read along with us this next month. And you can continue your Miracle Morning, and then your reading part of that could be where you pick up the You Are a Badass book, or any book that you want. And then in the course of next month, Deb and I were talking about, we're going to ask you for reading suggestions, book suggestions for our next coming up month. So that is how the week is going to look like for our next month. and we're super excited. This is great. You know, March is, we're over the holidays. There's, you know, we're waiting for spring, and it's kind of like, you know, we're in stalemate mode here. So it's just a way to keep our spirits up while we're in interim between winter and summer, and make sure that we stay energetic and focused on our health and happiness in those goals that we have for that. So, and then I'm also going to encourage anybody who, you know, I'm doing this 3-day refresh next week. You can do that at the beginning of March, or maybe you want to get your kit and do it at the end of the month, closer to the end of the month or after the spring break, or if you've got travel plans for spring break, you might want to do it before or after that. It's good to do before a trip if you're like, you know, wanting to look and feel your best in your bikini or your summer clothes or whatever, or after you come back from a trip and you kind of really indulge and you need to kind of like just reel it back in and cleanse the gut out. So it's a good tool just to have on. I have mine on a quarterly auto ship because I know that at least quarterly I like to do it. So I always like to have a kit on hand. So I'll encourage people who are looking to do that, and getting, you know, groups of you together. I'm doing it with Laura next week, and it's always good to kind of like have somebody else that's doing it with you. So, and then what are your thoughts, Deb, on this month?
Well, I'm pretty excited. I was the one that helped you chose that book.
Yeah.
And I have it on Audible audio, and I listened to it last year, but now I'm actually got the book and I'm reading it, and it's really twisting what I heard and then what I'm reading as far as a good thing, because it's just reinforcing some ideas. But what I also like about it is the Miracle Morning. This kind of is a neat transition to it, and yeah, we're badass. So anyways, so I'm excited for that. And come to think of it, I have a 3-day refresh, and I'd like to do it with you too. So I'll get on board with that and promote that for other people. And and I'm able to get a couple more people in our group, so I'm kind of excited to have them come on board. So, and and then trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing for next month. I'm finished up on my 21 day, and I'll do another week of it, but it's time to see, root around what you want to do next for next month. So
yeah, great point. So we need to think about that as we're finishing up the program that we're doing, our exercise or workout program. You know, you always want to have, what am I going to transition to? Because we always want to have that game plan, sort of proactive thinking about that, because that if we don't, we tend to fall off a little bit in that. It's too easy to take too many rest days.
yeah,
But
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
Or you're continuing on something, you know.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep. So, so be thinking about that. We'll be asking about that in the prep week. Yeah. So any thoughts you have and any questions you have, drop them in the comments and we'll make sure to get that. Oh, and then the other good point Deb mentioned is, you know, we're going to have a couple of new people that she brought on board into the group. And it's always really nice to have some fresh faces in the group that kind of like amp up the energy and just kind of invigorate the group again. So encouraging you to talk to your friends and your family about joining us in our next, whether it's the March group or one after that, because it always is more fun when we have friends and family in there, and that helps us to stay accountable. So, all right, on that note, I think we will end the recording. And again, if you have any questions, let us know.